Hi, my name is Barry Sahajian. This tutorial is reading bass music. In my Essential Bass Theory series, I have a section that includes beginner reading music right from the start, step by step. I'd like to show you that, and I also can provide sheets for each lesson so you can take them back, download them from my Patreon page, and study further later on. The two examples in the introduction are the first of the examples on reading bass music. As you can see, they have some backing tracks that makes it more interesting. Practical, because you may very well have to read some music with other players and make it work. I'm going to put the same track at the end of the video, minus bass, and I would like you to go through this and see how much you can learn and see if you can play this perfectly, as simple as it sounds, with that track. Having said that, I want to start right now, and we're going to get the introductory part of some of the components of reading music that you need to know and get you started right away. Start out with a bass clef. Looks like that. Then we have our spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. All cows eat grass. A, C, E, G. Now, let's go for the lines. We'll check those out right here. And we have G, B, D, F, A. So, good boys do fine always. Good boys do fine always. G, B, D, F, A. Those are your lines. You can use that shortcut when you're reading. If you don't know what the note is, just memorize that and find the note. Don't sit there and wonder what that note is. How do I find out? Good boys do fine always, or all cows eat grass for spaces. Next we have a staff up here. And you see the vertical lines on the staff? They are called bar lines. In between the bar lines, you have a measure of music, sometimes called a bar of music. So in between the two bar lines, this is your first measure or bar of music, second measure or bar of music, and the third one. Not to be confused, a bar and a measure commonly used. Either way, it means one measure. Next, we have the time signature. And you have two numerals there, a 4 over a 4. Okay, the upper 4 is how many beats there are to a measure. And this would be 4 beats in a measure. And the number below would mean a 4 would represent a quarter. So you have a quarter note equals 1 beat, and you have 4 beats in a measure in 4/4 time. Now we are looking at notes and equivalent rests. Note values and equivalent rests. We're going to start with the whole note. That will be this one. Round circle with a hole in it. So this is called an open note head because it has a hole in it. And then we have the whole rest. A whole rest hangs from the 4th line. A rectangular shape that hangs from the 4th line. I remember the difference between the two since they're so similar by thinking of the H consonant sound. A whole note hangs, and a half note sits. Whole, hangs, half, sits. So let's go to the half note now. Half note, once again, has an open note head, and this vertical line is called a stem. It has, like I said before, a half note sits. A half rest sits on the 3rd line. Now we have the quarter note. A quarter note has a solid note head and a stem. And then we have the quarter rest. The quarter rest looks like an S. I don't know how to really describe it. I've never heard anyone describe it so you could visualize it. So you kind of have to remember the shape. It kind of looks like a backwards S or something, whatever you want. It's got curves in it. So you have to kind of just remember what that looks like. There's no way to identify it that I've heard that makes any sense. Now we're going to talk about 8th notes and 16th notes. It's kind of down the road if you're a beginner. Just the same, I'd like to show you them because they have a couple of components that you're going to bump into sooner or later, and probably sooner. And that will be they have flags, hooks, and beams. Let me explain what all 3 of those mean. So we're looking at an 8th note here. It has a stem and a solid note. Then we have what is called a flag, that curvy line there. That's a flag. So the 8th rest kind of looks like a 7 with a dot at the end of this horizontal line. And what that is actually called is a hook. So an eighth note has one hook and one flag for the note. One hook for the rest, one flag for the note. And that's something different that the others didn't have, the quarter note, the half note, and the whole note. So now we go to the 16th note. 16th note, once again, has a solid note head. It has a stem, and it has two flags, all right? So the 16th note rest has a horizontal line and two hooks. Two hooks, two flags on the note. Two hooks on the rest, two flags on the note. Then we have what is called the beam. We already had a beam on the eighth notes. Now we have two beams on 16th notes. Everything is double because it's a smaller unit. So we have 4 16th notes and two beams. Now it's your turn to give this a try. The recording is at 120 beats per minute. If it's too fast, you simply stop the video and practice the line until you get it strong enough to play along with the play along perfectly. On the play along, I made sure the root was underneath all the accompaniment, so if you should make a mistake, you're going to know about it. It's going to sound terrible. I'm going to play number 2 first, and then I'm going to pause and do number 3. I'll put timestamps for each of the examples in the video description below, so if you want to come back and practice it again, it'll be very easy to get to. Good luck. Do your best job. Get it as solid as you can, and then we'll move on to the next series of examples. Thanks for stopping by. If you like my videos, please subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of all the videos yet to come, like and comment. Visit my Patreon page. You can download all of the study materials there, and that would help me as well to keep my channel going. Until next time.